I was at a mastermind as an attendee, and one of my fellow business owners mentioned how their biggest challenge right now is finding that balance of time between working, she said catching up, and then enjoying life. So to me, working and catching up, I'm going to lump those together because what are we catching up on? I don't know. I guess maybe catching up on things like household chores. So that's not necessarily enjoying life, but they're necessary parts of life. I want to address this balance that we all so desperately seek. The first thing that we need to address is that it's not possible. Balance, this work-life balance that we're seeking, it's a fallacy. We can't accomplish it. Now, I'm not saying stop trying. I'm saying we need to change our understanding of what it means. Work-life balance of itself is saying, okay, balance, 12 hours of work, 12 hours of life. Is that what balance is? Back in the day when the 40-hour work week was introduced, the biggest slogan at the time was 8 hours of work, 8 hours for sleep, 8 hours for me. So that's kind of balance, but with three different things. But the thing is like this idea of 12 hours of work and 12 hours of life, that's not balance. And I would say we want less hours of work. We just want them to be more effective. And we want more hours for our life. And so the first thing is we have to realize work-life harmony is what we should be seeking, not necessarily this idea of balance. And I do believe by just that simple understanding, we start to approach the problem differently. Now, when we are looking at how do I have this harmony in my life, most people aren't coming to this challenge of the standpoint of like, I just have so much personal time. How do I find more time for work? Usually it's the complete opposite. We are spending way too much time working and we're wondering, how do I get time back for myself? When it comes to that scenario, because work is the culprit of the problem, that's where we should be focusing our time. How do I make the hours I spend at work more productive, more efficient, and can I reduce those hours? Because mathematically, if I'm trying to get more time for myself, that means I need to subtract hours from time spent at work. So the 3.3 rule is great, easy stepping stone to start off. The idea of that rule is I'm going to work up to 3 hours at a time. And however long I worked, I'm going to take 30% of that as a recovery period. The science behind the 3.3 rule is that we need to stop trying to push ourselves through this hustle culture idea. Your brain has a natural cycle between states of focus and states of distractibility. So sometimes when you're not feeling it and you have that mental fog, chances are your brain has cycled to a state of distractibility. It's a natural cycle. There's nothing we can do about it. So take a break. So forcing yourself to take breaks by following the 3.3 rule, you are able to build in these spaces of time that take advantage of the natural brain cycle. But then when you come back to work, you're more focused. So what we've seen is that we're able to get more work done in fewer hours because we're intentionally taking breaks, knowing that I can come back completely rejuvenated and focused for the next work block. So we need to do that. By doing that, I can subtract hours from my work time and I can add it into my life. Now, the other elements of it is what else is going on in your business? Are you a one-man show? Are you, do you have a team of people? Is it a big team, large, small team? What type of service am I offering? Like, how do I make money? Where's my money getting spent? Where's my inefficiencies? Do I have good clients? Do I have bad clients? All of these components are super important that we look at so that we can see where in our time spent at work can we make things more efficient. Setting up yourself to follow the 3.3 rule is going to help you be more efficient. But then there's elements of chaos that exist in other areas. Our onboarding of new clients, our execution of the service. How am I training my team members? Do I have standard operating procedures that they can follow? Am I updating those? There's elements that if we can improve those across the different systems in our business, we can further reduce the amount of time we need to spend at work. Because what I'm talking about here is understanding we want work-life harmony. So the goal is to free up time so that I can spend more at work. It's not, I'm trying to free up time and become more efficient so that I can keep trying to hustle and grind and work myself to death just with bigger revenue numbers. You're not going to find happiness pushing yourself to that level. Where in your business are there opportunities for you to improve it so that everything is more efficient? You, your clients, your team members, and the way they work. We've created a free business assessment that goes through all the important elements of your business. And when you take it, it's going to help you identify some of the lowest hanging fruit that you can improve on today that'll help you spend less time at work, but still get at least the same result, if not better results. So check out our free assessment. I don't know of a better way for someone to figure out what are some of these low-hanging fruits that they can focus on. And by doing that, you will accomplish this goal of moving closer to a work-life harmony that allows you to be fully present at work and have the boundaries so that when you're at home, you can leave work at work, and now you can be fully present at home as well. So as always, don't just have a great day, make it a great day.